Alright, we are back. I'm just going to pretend that I was not on a hiatus for 6 months and I'm watching this immediately after episode 8. Suicide or murder? I have rewatched the last 8 episodes, so should remember most of it. That is shenanigans up there. Oh, are they going to poison him? Suicide or murder? R.I.P. Oh yeah, now I remember Jinshi was sulking because of what Maomao did. Yeah, his mask is slowly peeling off. Toy. Oh, she did explain what the situation was, right. Ah, right. Okay, so what do we have in this episode? The suicide murder of the old guy. Oh, someone of renown, okay. Like, there are bits and pieces in the past episodes of background plot being developed. Like someone who poisoned Li Shu. Then before that, those wooden tablets, and now this. There's definitely something afoot here. Was that a concentrated dose? Those balls. I mean, they could check, right? Postmortem. Damn, man. Right. He really looks dejected. I mean, that guy probably meant a lot to everyone, right? I have not had alcohol, so I wouldn't know. Damn. I'm surprised he was still alive at the age of 50. That's a line. Stop spoiling my nostalgia with reality. The soundtrack is so relaxing. Yeah, there would still be traces, right? It's a porous jar. I think why Mama licked it is just because she's a poison fanatic. Right, but there's salt. So why the hell would he drink it? No, he was. Oh, that's why he switched to sweet. Really? Is that really a thing? Someone who knew about this, right? Someone close to know about his lifestyle. Coincidental. I like how we slowly piece together the story. We always get such these interesting traits of quirks of Mama. He's definitely, his mood is hung. Look at Mama observing so much about Jinshi in the last few episodes. I didn't pick Maomao to be one for alcohol.
それよりも真面目にお仕事なさってくだ
Ah,
さい。
he's back to his normal self.
この反応はサボってるな。
こんな法案があったな。年若い者が酒に溺れるのを防ぐために年齢制限をつけるべきだと。
Will that actually work?
酒は20歳になるまで禁止せよと。
Bans never work. Oh, oh. Okay, I see what he was trying to say.
それ絶対に通さないでください。
She won't be able to drink. God. Who? Okay. Another death. Fuck. That's a bad way to die. What do you say? Otherwise she'll be bloated.
よく直視できるね。
どこで見つかったんですか？
外の堀に
Got to be voluntary.
じゃあ代わりに見てくれないかい？
ダメです。死体には触るなと言われているので。
それは意外なことだな。
Maomao has experience with
ごきげんよう、
corpses.
人士様。
Was that hinted in any
死体は
early
見られている
episode?
ようだが。
慣れた光景です。花町は一歩裏に入れ
あ
ば放置体も薬の材料になるからです。
Humans can become medicinal
好奇心旺盛な
ingredients?
お前のことだ。一度でも手を出したら墓荒らしくらい
What? What?
高い硬い木の靴、片足には包帯、 指先は真っ赤、冷たかっただろうな。
Ah, frostbite.
兵の見解では昨夜塀に登り堀に身を投げた。
Mm.
いわゆる投身自殺だもんと。
Two suicides.
投身自殺。
どう思う？
自殺かどうかは
All
分かりま
these
せん。
deaths, are they
少な
related?
くとも人長の4倍ほどあります。
道具がないと無理というわけか。
大抵の場合は厳密に言うと道具を使わずとも登ることはできます。以前あった幽霊
Ah,
騒ぎは
I was
覚えて
gonna
ます
say
か？
that.
不要費の件か。
はい。どうやって不要費が外壁に登ったのか疑問で
Connecting
城壁
entrance
を丹
building.
念に調べて回りました。そこで職人が利用したと思われる突起を見つけたのです。
Ah, to build the wall.
大抵の
自殺でないなら他殺だというのか。
それはわかりません。ただ生きたまま堀の中に落ちたのは確かだと思います。這い上がるために何度も堀をかいたのでしょう。私なら自分から命を絶とうとは絶対に思わない。自分が死ぬとするなら、
何を考えている？
死ぬならどんな毒にしようかと。
死ぬ気か。
他人の悪意が加わることで不本意な死を遂げることがあります。光年様のように。
The idea of death hanging over everyone, so, because so many deaths she has seen right in the past episodes, different circumstances. It would cross your mind also. How would my death be like? When would that happen? Kind of recapping all the events. It's an interesting way to present the date, all this. Despite being used to
人
corpses,
士様、
still not used to the idea of death.
もし私を処刑する場合、毒殺にしていただけませんか？
なんでそうなる？
もし私が何か粗相をした場合、処分を下すのは人士様でしょうから。
Could he even pass that order?
言いません。
いやだからなんでそう
Yeah,
なる？
yeah.
私が平民だからです。些細な失敗で簡単に吹き飛ぶ。
Just like the
そん
servant.
なことはしない。
するしないではなく、できるできないですから。
She's also kind of like a commoner. And then, but death has come to all different ranks and occupations in this show anyway. Like nobody is above it.
その後、
Even one of the concubines, right, almost died.
死んだ下女が園遊会の毒殺騒ぎの場にいたことだった。それらしい遺書も見つかり、
Huh.
届きました。
腕に火傷を負ったものを探せと言ってから2月も経って
Right. I'm glad we're going back to that.
申し訳ありません。
で、一体
If I
誰
remember correctly, it was
は
about
い。意外と
people communicating through certain tablets, right?
ポンミ。
Who?
祝妃アード王妃の次女頭です。
Arduo.
ああでも
One of the four, right? The pure consort. Alright. Episode 9. Suicide or murder. In which we got a, well, allegedly a double murder, right? So, as I was thinking, this is part of a bigger mystery, a ploy by one of the four concubines or someone under them with their own independent tensions, or it goes maybe even above that. Now, why all of this is happening is probably power play to get to become the, the queen consort, the favorite. To further the influence, and obviously so such things would be common in a setting like this, right? So how can our favorite apothecary Maomao help us? I'm surprised how widely poison is used, and not just poison in the traditional sense, but a concentrated dose of salt, right? Or someone being allergic to certain food, things that are not poison by themselves, but to certain individuals or under certain conditions they can be poisonous, right? Like that that powder, that makeup powder that they were using, which had asbestos, I think, something like that. So I think it was something else, yeah. So these won't be traceable, right? And if anyone would have done this, they could just they could just feign ignorance. So that is interesting, how these poisons are used. And Maomao is again the only person who can help Jinshin solve this mystery. I want to see what Gaoshin brings to the table in all this, because he's kind of like the most mature person over here in helping the dynamic between Maomao and Jinshi, and also being one of maybe the only few people other than the Emperor who might know Jinshi's true personality, because it has been spoiled for me during this interim that who Jinshin might potentially be. Jinshi. I won't spoil it in case any of you don't know and are watching along, which is highly unlikely, but anyway, I'll see when it gets revealed. But there were hints before also who Jinshi could be. So it is interesting what Gaoshin will do, and the other players like Gyokyo and Lishu, especially because Lishu and Lihua, I think those are the two names. They already have favor with. I mean, Mama already has favor with both of them, right? So if they were to align their forces and drag whoever this person is who's carrying out all of this, they could form a formidable. They could be a formidable foe, since they could all be aligned for this, and Mama could kind of influence them, right? So let's see where that goes. I mean, I can't theory craft much. It is still interesting. We are kind of following an episodic format, but it is building up to something. So I won't necessarily drag out the review section of this. I do like how we, even though this is all episodic and we get kind of like the equivalent of a monster of the week kind of episode, it does build on the characters of Jinshi and Maomao, and I like that there's some genuine progress. It's not the same that you see a few episodes ago, and Maomao slowly reveals more and more things about her which are very private to her. Right, she is definitely trusting Jinshi with all this, even though Jinshi might still be holding back more of his true identity and personality, but it is coming up above the surface, and Maomao is very observant and she is pointing it out. So that is good to see. Yeah, and there was this interesting thing about the idea of death, right, hanging over Maomao, because episode 1 itself was about her being kidnapped, and who knows what those guys could have done, but they sold her to the palace. She was lucky, and she has been living in the red light district where all of these things are a common occurrence. And there's a theme of how commoners, I mean, their life can just be snuffed out at any moment, right? The Maomao has some very strong ideals and beliefs, and she gets very serious when she discusses or, uh, defends those beliefs. So she is a definitely a very interesting character when it comes to these things. And to see Jinshi witness all this, right? So yeah, I don't know what it's all building up to and what Mama's character will be overall, but yeah, let's see what happens. I'll just go into the next episode, see where that leads. Sake. New character.
水死した女官自殺だったんだってね。ザクロ級の下女だったみたい。
Garnet Pavilion.
園遊会でリーシュ様に毒を持った犯人だったって。
Oh,
お使い
already the rumors spreading.
アードーヒって祝妃の
Adu. That's
アー
interesting.
ドーヒは帝の一つ年上で弱い30
Hmm. So it might not have been in the best interest.
との間にできた男児を一人亡くしている
Someone who has done this might not be in the best interest of Adu, just like Li Hua.
美しい花もいつかはしおれる
Coming back to this
この
topic,
花は実を結ばねば意味がない
wow, that is a
戻らなきゃ。
pretty good analogy.
ここは随分気合が入ってます
Is this a tea party?
上級妃、特妃のリーシュ様がいらっしゃるんだから。あ
One must appear very
りがとうございます。
いわゆる
decorated.
腹の探り合い気を使っている
I like how different insights we get because
会話の中で情報を引き出す玉葉様は穏やかそうに見えて
we have a
配置
female
先だ
main character, right? You don't really get that in a lot of shows.
交易の中継地点らしく人や時勢の流れをつかむことが良い罰は受けていないようでよかった
Hmm.
別に噛みついた
By the end of the show, everyone will be fearing Mama.
他の侍女たちは明らかに主人に目がいってないな、
Hmm.
甘いものは嫌いじゃないかしら。甘いものは好きですが温まるわよ。お口に合うといいけど。
Okay. Allergic to honey? Yeah.
あらら、アイラ、ごめんなさい。もう少し漬け込んだ方がいいみたい。
なかったらし
Hmm.
い、
I mean, the expression just gives it away.
後の片付けは任せて。
So they're not serving Li Shu, those servants.
でお茶会なんて変だと思ったら
Who are this aligned with?
楽しく過ごされていましたよ。
話は終わってないんだが
No personal boundaries.
犯人は自殺したザクロ級の下女だという話は知っている
Ah.
は本当に自殺したと思うか
She was a loose end, so probably got
それを
killed.
決めるのは私ではありません。
I like how they ask these questions to Mama as if it's her station or she has the agency to
で
answer
は
all
明日
this.
からザクロ級に手伝いに行ってもらえないか
級は家庭的で、リファ妃の推奨級は高潔に洗練されていた。そして、アードー妃が住む
They need to be very different from each other because otherwise it feel that one is copying the other.
いきなり来
So
て
they
も
go
ら
out of their way to be as different as
今日
possible.
から本民その娘たち
Fengming.
大掃除のお手伝いに
She was the one, right? Serving under.
よろしく頼むよ。
アンサはないが、中性的な凛々しさがあって美しい。
Right.
これで35ですか。漢服を着れば、
He looks pure.
若い文化古服の方が似合うだろうな。
Androgynous. Really drew her well to look androgynous. And of course, the
憧れの眼差し。
I mean, she looks almost like Jinshi. Hmm.
誰かに似ているような。
So what clues are we going to find here?
だが、ザクロ級の次女はよく働くな。口先だけの奴らに見せてやりたい。
Wow. That must be a headache.
これで終わりか。
Seriously.
すごい、もうこんなに。しかも丁寧で助かるわ。
I do not like this woman. She is way too nice.
人当たりが良くて他人をよく見て褒める。次女頭として人を扱う術を心得ているようだ。
She looks like the person who would snap.
わざ黒級に泊まっていくわよね。ちょっとついてきて。
Wouldn't they be suspicious that a servant has been sent from Jade Pavilion to here? I mean, what purpose could it serve
甘い匂い。
other than
よけ
to
れば
spy
つ
or
いて
to
ちょうだい。
poison?
今夜は冷えるから。
I'm surprised that
ありがとうござい
they
ます。
haven't
ゆっくり休んでね。
objected to this.
人たちもだが。
フォーミー様、そのようなことを私ども。
Ah,
いいのよ、これくらい。少し気になっただけだから。
she gets her hand
フォン
dirty.
ミン様はその筆頭だ。新たな妃が腰入れしようという今、上級妃の立場が最も危ういのはアードー妃だ。
Because of her age?
だが先に他の席
Oh,
が
the
行けば、熟れた
son
果実
was
にしか反応しない帝は
right.
リーシュ様のもとへは通っていない。14という年齢を考えれば望ましいことだ。同妃のために毒殺を目論んだとして、リーシュ様を狙うのは
本民様のご実家が養蜂場をなさって
Honey
いるの。
again.
道理で高級品の蜂蜜がこんなにあるわけですね。
The
昨年
candles.
の甘い匂いは蜜蝋だったのか。
Not maybe allergic to honey, but something else?
以上がザクロ宮での出来事です。
そうか。
Could someone actually be allergic to honey?
それ以上でも以下でもありません。
Digestive issues.
何を求めているのか知らないが、こちらは普通の薬屋だ。
She's the embodiment of this is beyond my work.
最近態度が軽くない
This is
か。
not part of my job.
来るとすれば、次女頭のフォンミン様ではないかと。
Hmm.
根拠は
左の手首に包帯が巻かれていました。
She did.
あの色付きの木管は袖口が
あー
切れた女の次女頭が何かをやっているようにも見えなかった。
No, man, that smile in anime, you just know that that person is a two-faced.
いい子に
A
は
good child needs to be rewarded.
遠慮します。
遠慮することはない。
Take this. Oh, no, 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 no. You are not doing that.
結構です。他の方に差し上げてく
What
だ
the
さい。
fuck are you doing?
こいつ顔がいいから何をしても許されると様。後で下剤持ってやる。
甘いものは嫌いなん
辛いもの好きなので。
だ。だが食べられるんだろう。
Oh my god.
話
The
が
hell?
通じない。ウエラ型でなければ股間を蹴って。いや、
Yeah, he's a eunuch.
命令と割り切るか。尊厳のため逃げ出すか。
I don't like how Jinshi puts her in these situations where she can't
せ
refuse.
めてトリカブトの蜜なら割り切れたのに。
What's connecting? I don't see it.
するよ。
うちの次女に何をしているんだ。
Thank you.
の許可を得てこんな
Exactly.
ことを。
The hell are you assaulting her for?
記者もついいたずらが
Now now he notices.
問題ないかと。
眠る
失礼いたします。
いらっしゃいま。あら、ジンシ様はいないの？人が何の用かしら。
Alright, she was a lady in
お
waiting.
伺いしたいことがあります。
あなた、英雄会
How do they not recognize her?
聞きたいことって？
食中毒になって受け付けなくなることは珍しくありません。
それは違う。
Okay.
覚えていないの。赤子の頃のことだから。一時は命も危うかったと聞いたわ。以来、乳母たちにも食べるなと言われていて。
だった失礼じゃなくて。
という
何よその目。あんな次女の話。
God, these are so annoying.
今お嬢様ならやすやすと騙されるだろう。
Right. This is
孤
sad.
立した妃は次女たちに
That
頼らざる
also.
を得ない。いじめられていることにすら気づかず。
She should put on a scary face on all of them.
私は命を受けてここに来ました。言いたいことがあれば、ジンシ様に直接どうぞ。
That's how she's gonna use his authority.
ザクロ宮の次女頭、フォンミン様と面識はありますか？
What is happening? All of this is connecting together somehow.
欧州様
Shama.
高級の昔の出来事を知る方法はありますか
Ah. I like how Maomao does not enjoy all this. You know, she's put in this position and she definitely gets
弱い17とは
depressed about the reality of all that is happening around
理
her.
性的に物事を考え
But she has to deal with this because she has been put into this responsibility.
一部変わったところはある
I mean, she's not enjoying the whole figuring things out thing, like how detectives usually do.
今
But she has to do it.
すでに死亡しているが生まれた時期は先帝と皇太后の子すなわち限定の弟君と同じ時期
Wait,
東
what?
宮時代の子はその一人だけ妃もアードー妃だけだった親父はアードー妃
Okay.
取り上げたの
Lumen?
なんとなくそんな気がしていたオーバのような足を引きずる男花町のクス氏にしておくには
Oh.
もったいないほどの医術を持つ
Oh, I forgot his name.
何やっ
Expelled
てんだよ親父
16 years ago. Okay. Some big things. I have to check back on that. Alright. That was episode 10, Honey. Probably the most interesting episode, I would say. A lot of it has been hinted or revealed partly, but I am not smart enough to figure it out. What Mama has figured out based on the theme of honey, I don't know what she figured it out, but let's try to theorize. So it does help to know who Jinshi is, right? I'm still not sure what I've been spoiled on is correct or not. Like he's somehow connected to the Emperor. I don't know in what way. But yeah, there are two things I want to talk about in this episode. One is about the whole, the end of the episode where she's reading all this and connecting things together, and then there's the theme of honey, and also about the politicking going on with the servants, the ladies in waiting primarily for concubine issue, and where their allegiances lie, and also Feng Ming. But yeah, this was very interesting. So the emperor had only one child who shortly died. But did they actually die? Did the child actually die? Because at the same time, the former former emperor had a son, which is a very nice coincidence. So maybe I'm thinking that this son was given. This son is actually Jinshi, so he's the emperor's son. Maybe, I don't know. Because he does look. There was this one comment, right, about the lady Adu. I don't know how to pronounce her name. That she reminded Maomao of someone. He looks like Jinshi. I mean, come on, right? So she's definitely related to Jinshi, and we got later on that she had a son, so that could be Jinshi, and his identity was hidden, and now he's serving as the head eunuch. So why is that? And Mao's father is involved because he was the one in charge of delivering the baby, and he was expelled probably because the baby was stillborn, dead, or maybe they are trying to cover up the identity of Jinshi. So he was expelled, reasonably expelled, and that's why he is such an overqualified doctor at the back alleys of the red light district, right? That's why he had that comment 2 episodes ago, back at the real palace. What a strange twist of fate for Maomao, right? Maybe she used to be there. I mean, this is 16 years ago, right? How old is Maomao? 17 years old? yeah, so she must have been a 1-year-old kid. So she was in the palace, in the real palace, and then they were expelled. That's why many of the flowers are also in her backyard where she grew up. He must have transplanted them because he is, a herbalist. It's nice to see that these scenes, there were scenes that did foreshadow, we just did not know what this all was building up to. So this is a big reveal. um, I thought obviously it was kind of obvious that he was related to the real palace shenanigans in some way, but he was the head. I'm not sure if he was the head, what do you want to call it, surgeon, doctor. But yeah, it is ironic that Mamo ended up back here, or if it is not a coincidence, who knows. Yeah, let's talk about Honey and Feng Ming. I don't know exactly what Mamo has figured out, but from what I can understand, the servants seem to be very loyal to Feng Ming, right? Um, so maybe she influenced, directed one of them to poison Li Shu, because there is a logic that since Adu, I don't know how to pronounce her name, does not have a baby currently. What do you want to call it? What's the word I'm looking for? An offspring. So her position is threatened out of the 4 top concubines, and if a new concubine is going to come, she is most likely going to be eliminated because she's also old, the oldest one. But the emperor does have, he is close to Adu, right? Because they're like foster siblings. So I don't know why that would happen, but someone who is very loyal to the concubine like Feng Ming would try to eliminate Li Shu, as uh, Mamo figured out, because Li Shu is not well, she cannot give birth, so she's basically not that important. So yeah, that makes sense. I don't think that is the case, because whenever characters figure something out in the show, it's the actual reason seem to be something else. So we'll see what is all of this building up to, but it is very interesting. Like now I'm properly hooked in the show. Now I want to see it through to the end. What's actually happening here. Another thing was about Li Shu and her ladies in waiting. How they, you see it on display, right, in real time, how they try to play it off and manipulate her, gaslight her, sweet talk to her. She is pretty gullible, but yeah, it is a vicious cycle, as Mama pointed out. Like politics at several levels, and each of these parties are independent and they have their own intentions, their own goals, their own methods of approaching it, and becomes a hot pot of mess. So why is Jinshi in this position if he's somehow related to the emperor, be it the younger brother position or be it um, the son, possibly? Why is he trying to hide his identity? That is the big question here. And why his dad was expelled, right? There is something that is present since a long time ago. Like, this was put in place 15-16 years ago. This is not something that is being carried out just now. Also, Li Shu being afraid of honey, I don't know if that is just an allergy thing or it's been told to her from a young age, or I don't know, because most of the honey production seems to be coming from that apiary, right? So all of this honey might be, whose was it? Feng Ming or Ado? One of them, right? Who had the apiary. So most of the honey is probably coming from that one source. So that could also be, I don't know what, how that leads to any of the other connections. Like I said, it will probably get revealed next episode. So we'll see about it. But yeah, things are definitely developing. Anything else I want to point out? I don't know how much Jinshi is aware of all this, of Maomao's situation and of the actual truth. I mean, obviously he knows his own identity, but we don't know why he's hiding it. Yeah, anything else I want to see? No. Yeah, pretty interesting, pretty insightful. A lot of things got out in the open. Let's see where this leads, and whether she'll confront her father about this, why her father is hiding all this despite her being in that rare palace. So yeah, let's see next episode. That's it for now. Bye.